Hello again. I'm GT Angel, and this is my playthrough of Dominions 5 multiplayer game as middle-aged Sceleria. So this time we're gonna go over the initial turns. So initial expansion, taking a look at the map, looking at the other players are. So as I mentioned last time, this is my first game of multiplayer Dominions. I've played single player before, but this was my first time going in multiplayer. So definitely a lot of stuff that I learned as I played. Also playing against other people that are new to it, so we'll see how it goes. So one thing to mention, this is played using the improved casting AI mod, sprite overhaul, which is just cosmetic. I don't remember if it was actually using rebirth or not, and then it's using worthy heroes. So casting AI just makes your mages a little smarter when they're off script. Rebirth, it was there, just undoes a little bit of pop kill, so it's a little less painful dealing with like Airmore or something. And then Worthy Heroes just adds extra heroes and rebalances some heroes in the base game. I think there's like a couple that you get for Sceleria. I think there's one you get for Sceleria, Scasius, I think. Some Air Mage. Anyway, I don't have the first turn, and the first chunk of turns I don't have my my orders in. So we'll have to figure that out. But anyway, this is the map. So the map being played on is Valinus. I think there's an updated version now on the Steam Workshop that doesn't changes where you can spawn a little bit. But it's a weird map. So you've got this like southern continent here. Important features, there's this part in the middle where there's exactly two places you can cross, either here or through this mountain pass right here. So this is a pretty important location, I feel. There's all this stuff underground, and that pops out over here, up here in the middle, and over here on the left, and then also into the river. So those are also pretty important locations to have control over. Also importantly is this river. So it's this province border, this one, this one, this one, this one. So there's just this huge wall in the middle of this chunk of the world. And there's also a little wall right there. So it's really hard to cross this. You basically have to go all the way around to the bottom or all the way up to the top. Because the only ways across the river are from my capital going west or up here all the way going west. There's also a little bit of a river here, so it blocks off this location. Only one access point. Other noteworthy things, this throne is also a connection to the northern continent. Yeah. And then over on this side, you've got this river here that blocks off the northern and southern sections. You have to connect through this province right here somehow. This little lake means that you have to go all the way around, or all the way to the right, or have a way to get through the lake. And then, like I mentioned before, there's the connection to the underground over here. And then this area up here, I don't think there's too much. So there is this connection here that goes to the central island and then to the northern continent. And then there is also this connection here that goes to the northern continent. A couple places there are these little mountains, like right here is like a highland. Right here is a mountain. Right here. Right up here. I don't know if there's any over here. Just provinces that are really awkward to get to, but they're also not that important otherwise. The northern continent also has massive river. So this river up here blocks off any connection unless you can cross the river or go through the throne. Otherwise, so the only other option is to go all the way around over to here and then loop back around. And river, similarly up here, you have to go around. Otherwise, so this area is basically cordoned off into the 4 quarters. So the nations in the game, we have myself as Sceleria, we have M.A. Man, we have M.A. Marignon, got M.A. Argartha, M.A. Jotunheim, I guess I'll stop saying M.A., got Shinuyama, Ashdod, Uruk, Phaecia, and the sole water nation, Yis. So the big things here, I don't want to be near Ashdod. I don't want to be near Yis, because they're both scary early on. And it wasn't obvious to me at first, because I just didn't think about it, but this map has some problems, and one of them is the fact that Yis is insane on this map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 water provinces, all in a single connected water system. And with the water breaking the world in half, it also means that it's hard to coordinate. But anyway, analyzing my start a little bit. It's a little rough, I feel. I feel like there's some good stuff and some bad stuff. So the bad stuff is this river is really awkward. It means that if I take stuff on both sides of this river, it's really hard to reinforce. So I really want to be able to get up to here if I can. It'd be nice to get this whole strip kind of. I really want to get over to here and get this province, because that blocks off the underground. Over here, basically, I want to get as close to this as I can, because if I can get this, and then this, it blocks off the entire eastern part of this little southern continent. But the problem is, it's going to be hard to do that, because I don't know right now, I don't know when I started this. I didn't know where the other nations were, their start locations were. But even then, I knew chances are there's going to be someone over here and someone over here. But that is just something I'll have to deal with. So first turn, I just spent it. I made some Shadow Vestals just for the first turn, because they're a way to get more units using your money. They don't cost many resources. They're reasonable for initial expansion, and then some Bellites. And profitized my initial profit, didn't rename it because I'm a pleb, and grabbed a Thaumaturg. And I think I go over to here. So some Horse Tribe, some Militia Light Cav, some Heavy Infantry Militia that I can't get to yet, and some Archers Light Infantry. So, also worth noting, getting out of my capital is kind of awkward. 4 connections, but one of them doesn't go anywhere. These don't connect, so I can't take one of them and then take the other. So I can't. Everywhere I expand, I have to blind hope that the next expansion is going to be good. Although I could expand over to here and then go up in the mountain. Uh, but I figure I'll go over research goals at the start. So, important research to get for Sceleria. Conjuration 3 gives you Power of the Spheres. That is really useful. The most important thing to get is Thom 1, just to get Communion Master and Slave, because that is your bread and butter. Then Power of the Spheres is really good with that. After that, you have some options. So one option is to go down Enchantment, try to get to Enchantment 6 with Rigor Mortis. This will win fights. Once you Rigor Mortis and have a bunch of undead, it's very difficult to fight against that successfully. Someone else would have to have relief to have a chance, because eventually they will all fatigue out and die. Along the way, you get Horde of Skeletons, you get Anti-Magic, get Raised Dead earlier. This is what I ended up doing as my main path for research this game. I think that was a mistake in hindsight. The big problem with this research path that you have to be aware of if you're going down it is that your mages will Horde of Skeletons whenever they are off script, almost all the time. And that's really good unless the enemy has things that can kill skeletons really well, and then it can be really bad. There are going to be times where I really want my mages to do smites, to do apostasies, to do evocations, anything else, and they just summon skeletons. Other reasons to go down enchantment, if you can find a Foul Vapors, Jade Amazons I think do that. You can stick a Communion Matrix on them and cast Foul Vapors, and it's amazing. You have a bunch of skeletons. With my Pretender, I have Poison Resist on my Sacreds, so that wins fights too. When you get to Rigor Mortis, you also get Grip of Winter, which is worth noting. That's so you get even more fatigue. You can get Quagmire at 5 to help out too. Another option for your main path is to go down Evocation. So you don't get that much early. You get like Starfires is okay. And then you get like Arcane Bolt and stuff. But the big thing comes, you get level 3, you get Shadow Bolt. So send out a bolt, paralyzes. Doesn't affect your undead, so no friendly fire. You get Magic Duel, which you could use as well if you want. Level 4, you get Nether Bolt, and you get Bolt of Unlife. Both are good. And then level 5, you get Shadow Blast, which is the first big power spike. It does require Death Gems, but shoots out lots of Shadow Bolts. The MR negates, you'll find this in basically every single Astral Death evocation. A big reason to want Arcane Finesse, which I don't have, but I at least have range. And then at level 6, you get Wailing Winds, which is another one of those fight-winning spells. You also get Blast of Unlife, Mind Hunt. So Wailing Winds is a fight-winning spell. You will just win a lot of fights by surviving and having Wailing Winds up the whole time. Eventually, the enemy will run away. And then eventually you get to 7 with Nether Darts and Cloud of Death and Wind of Death. Construction's always good. You can start making quills at Construction 2 if you want. You can make Skull Mentors at Construction 4. 4 also gives you the Amulet of the Dead if you want to make Skeleton Horseman. Solid. Conjuration also gives you Black Servant, which is relevant. Is a stealthy Spirit Sight Scout, so can be good. It's a way to get scouts that doesn't use fort turns. Enchantment also gives you access to Revive King at level 2, which is worth picking up a lot of the time to get Mound Kings. They can go underwater, they can carry undead, they can put undead in line formation, which most of your units can't. And Thaumaturgy you can always put a little more points into to get Mind Burn. But big thing is Thom 1, Thaumaturgy 1, Conjuration 3, and then Evocation, Construction, and Enchantment kind of as much as you want. Alteration you can kind of put off for a while. you're not really thugging with your mages. They're sitting in the back being useful else otherwise. And there aren't really good point buffs in Astral Death. And you have too many skeletons anyway. Like, you don't have elites to buff. So, now I'm going to go into spoilers a bit, because I have actually finished this game. To talk about some other noteworthy things. Or actually, no, I'll leave off on that. Like, I already gave the spoiler with the research, so let's take a look at turn 3. So, expanded over to the west. Lost 3 Legionnaires, 3 Velites, but took out, was actually heavy cav, which I don't think I knew, which I was a little unfortunate about. And some priests, but got that. I also managed to pick up a mercenary squad. I get a few of these. These are very useful. They help me expand a lot. And I pick up more cultists. Or some cultists. So I want cultists as much as I can, basically, early on. And I'm not going to get another expansion party yet, so better that than a commander. I believe I pick up just another commander and more Velites. I might pick up some gladiators too. And I think I go for another mercenary. Yeah, I go for another merc. And this squad's going to go try to take something out over here. But just good. So I guess I should show the battles. So here I send my mercs. So some militia, some heavy infantry, and I have a bunch of mercs. Let me just slaughter them. And then over here, my initial squad goes up. So I've got a squad of Ally Legionnaire up front. I've got Velites in the back. I have one Ally Legionnaire with my Shadow Vestals to keep the squad at 5. And the enemy is militia and heavy infantry. So my priest does a little bit of buffing and then Word of Stone spam, so smite spam. So my Vestals went a little bit further ahead than I wanted, but otherwise I got the Ally Legionnaires up front, the Velites in the back. So I'm losing the Vestals, unfortunately. But otherwise, we'll win the battle. So lose Vestals, and then 4 Roman troops. So I got 30 left. And I do get the Black Fists, so I have another thing. I've got enchantment. So what does my research look like? Yeah, I'm going up enchantment. I know I'm gonna take a break from this to grab some conjuration, but my plan is I want enchantment. So this is an Indie Priest province, and then here, went up here, more Indie Priest provinces. Unfortunately, Indie Priests are not Reanimator Priests, so not actually that useful. And I got some Velites. I got some Rotarius. I can send these out. So I could send these out against like Horse Tribe, or over here. And then I've got Black Fist. So if I remember correctly, I think I send these guys down here. Send these over here, and I think I send both of these up here. And you can see I've already got some undead being summoned. So I'll be getting more cultists, more Velites. Going after more mercenaries if I can. I might pick up more Rotarius too, like something like that. So probably something like that. I think that's what I do. But you can see expansion is going well. Like I've already got 4 provinces, turn 4, and I'm hoping to get 3 more. So I'll go to turn 5 now. Take a look. And yep, so you can see I sent Merc Squad down there, I sent both of these over here, and I sent my initial expansion over here. So the poor Vestal over here, no friends, so I just keep her in Guard Commander. I blessing because I don't know that I don't need to do that. So you don't actually need to bless your prophet, they are always blessed. And then just spam Word of Stone. Deer Tribe, so it's going to be a pretty easy fight. You can see I get close, I throw javelins. I have it lined up so my ally Legionnaire are in front. And my shields mean I'm not taking much from the javelins. And once the enemies get close, I have a lot of units. Unfortunately, my prophet's a little bit too far back. You can see I lose a single Velite. So, no one in the cave yet. So I haven't actually... So I have seen over here. My starting scout has been moving over here, and I have seen that Ashdod is over here, which is unfortunate. They are one of the people I don't want to be near. And I can see their capital. So my hopes of getting this province over here is dashed. But once I see this, I haven't seen anyone over here yet. Part of me hopes that maybe there's no one going to be here for a little bit. Like maybe Yes is like over here or something, and not coming up here. Or maybe there's just no one here. Or maybe someone here and just expanding slowly. So my goal is to take as much of this as I can to get a good border with Ashdod, who has an awkward start, but if I were Ashdod, my goal would be to take this province, like these 2 provinces, and then push west. And yeah, I can see they haven't expanded to here yet. Yeah, but taking a look at this, so there's basically no one in this province, so the swordsman can take it out. Yeah. Like, yeah. And then up here I have essentially 2 expansion slots going here, so I've got Velites right behind Macemen. And then I've got my Rotarius sit way in the back. I don't want them to actually be used in this fight, I want them later, so they can sit in the back. All my units have shields, so Horse Tribe are not too worrisome. And once I get in melee, they start to disappear. Rotarius are trying. I think one of them gets a hit. Like I had 10, now I have 9. Yeah, one of them gets a hit. I do lose some Macemen and some Velites, but whatever. And as you can see, I have 3 mercenary groups. I want to keep them, so I do pay for the footmen again. I don't think I go for the stinger, though. And I forget, I think what I do here is I think I send one of these up to here. Or no, I think I send them both over here. And then this one like over there. And then here I believe I just go like that. But I'm very happy I got this province over here. It protects me from the caves. And over here, I just want to push towards Ashdod. This is a spooky place, so I think That's what I do, is send a bunch there. I figure this place I can leave till later. I can send Gunter Blocker over there with his group of macemen. Oh, and I did not get another captain, or centurion, so I'm definitely getting another centurion, a bunch of elites. I think now I can even get ally legionnaires. I don't know, maybe something like that, like a mix. And the skeletons are starting to spawn. Skeletons. And pretty soon I want to start looking for a place to put a fort. If I could put it here, that would be great. Tershid. And you can see this water is a little awkward. Like, it would be nice if I could send someone up here, someone over here, and then meet up there later with like another squad to be safe. But I cannot. So this is turn 5. We will go take a look. Turn 6. So we'll just look at the battles real quick first. So here I'm attacking Independence and Baglach. So militia, light infantry, archers. I'm blessing again because I don't know I don't need to. Got ally, I've got Velites, they're up front. So it should be an easy victory. And over here. Oh, so yeah, so I did move both squads up to fight the big one. I have the Rotarius on hold and attack. I think I wanted them to attack, but forgot to switch that. But they are getting used this fight. So, oh, I remember. I threw away the mace men because I didn't want to pay for them again. So I put them in front as the sacrificial squad, hoping that everything else could then finish up safely. So, taking a look at the result. Yeah, I lost 14 macemen, but only 1 Velite and all the Rotarius. So, I wasn't going to keep the macemen around. So, I didn't want to pay for them anymore, so might as well throw them away. Make them the meat shields. And then finally, my swordsman squad doing another expansion. So, I mean, can't really do much with mercs, just put them in the line and go. But they got swords, they got shields. So, do exactly what they need to do. And I get some earth gems, so that's nice. Yes, gets profit. So it is turn 6, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 provinces. I'm currently feeling really, really good about my expansion. I moved my scout over to the west because I thought maybe I wanted to know what up here Ashdod had and if they were going to expand there at all. But I think I moved back over to the right because I want to know what's happening over here. And as you can see, my expansion here goes well. I have enough money for a fort. I think I start building the fort and like recruit another commander. I'm not going to be repurchasing the Black Fists. And over here you can see I got my commander, got just a bunch of Elites, a couple of Rotarius. So I'm definitely looking over here as my big fight. I still don't see anyone over here. So one thing that has come up and that I probably should have reacted to is no scouts, 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 no scouts anywhere. None of the provinces I've taken have an indie scout. So I've been working this whole game with a single scout, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on over here. I don't know what's going on over here, or even if someone's here. Like, maybe someone started, like, right up here, and that's the closest western neighbor. I don't know. I've only seen a single other player. I should have taken a turn and just gone like that. Probably even last turn I should have done that. But I was like, I'm taking 3 more provinces. One of these eventually has to have a scout. And, I mean, spoiler alert, none of the provinces I get ever have scouts. Or if they do, it's a place where I build a fort pretty quickly after that. I am weak on scouts this entire game. So, anyway, over here, this squad has gotten weaker. I think I send them up here. I figured they'll take out the horse tribe cav pretty easily. Here, I forget, can you... Yeah, so I think I start building a palisade with Black Fist, build that guy there, and send you up to somewhere. Send you up there, I think. And this squad needs to go up. I think I hold that off for a while. I might send this guy over here and try to do like that. I don't remember. But I'm looking to expand 4 times this turn. So my expansion is doing great. I'm very pleased with it. I have a turtle village if I need it, but I probably don't. Got a wind spire. But so one thing that does happen in Sceleria is your research is really good, but it takes a little bit to turn on because you aren't recruiting mages for the first several turns. Because I just want cultists. Like, I've got 35 undead already. Like, I could probably... It might be better to wait till next turn. I think next turn I take a squad of undead and send them out over there. But my goal right now is to get a good border with Ashdod as fast as possible. I really want this province up here. Like, ideally, I want to get this province, and this one as my wall. Because if I can do that, like, it leaves Ashdod their cap circle. I think I want this province. Like, ideally, I want these 3, but that's really greedy. But I'm expanding fast. I want it. But I'm definitely very nervous at this point about what Ashdod's going to do. But my expansion's going great. I'm also still, I don't know what's going on over here. I don't know who's anywhere. I believe that was turn 6. Yeah, so I lose the Black Fists. So, Zamik. So I do expand up here. Oh, what do I do there? Oh, I think I take my Merc squad and my Velites and I move there. I think I'm worried about Ashdod. And it's a Lion tribe. So we got the Mercs in front, got the Velites in the back with their javelins. And it should be an easy fight. So, not 4 expansions this turn, just 3, because I'm being a little conservative, which is good. 3 attempted, at least. Here, I send Merc Squad. And it's a pretty even-looking fight at the start, but Mercs are too good. So the first fight I lost 4 swordsmen, the second fight I lost 6 macemen. And then over here, I'm attacking the Horse Tribe Cavalry. So I'm too far back. I can't cast Word of Stone. And there's a lot of horse tribe. So if I remember correctly, yeah, I start getting surrounded here. So I do get routed in this battle. So my Centurion does retreat. So does my Shadow Vestal. But yeah, I think there were more than I thought. And my Centurion not being in range is definitely a problem. So 2 expansions that are good. And I get a luck +1. Nice. So I moved my scout up here to see what's going on, and I see that Ashdod has not taken this, so Ashdod's probably expanding over here somewhere. They don't have any units there. I don't know if they have units there. Got nothing up there. Still don't know anyone on the west, and it's going to be a long time before I can get to the west, unfortunately. And then here... Oh, I didn't build a palisades last turn. I waited. Yeah, I think I just sent the Merc over here. Yeah. And I've got more stuff. Oh, I do get a scout. So I got a scout. I should have gotten 2 if I could, but... Yeah, so this, I think this guy's gonna go down here again. Here, I'm a little scared. Here, I just want to go up there. So I think it's go up there, construct palisades. I have a squad like this. I think this squad goes out to the west. And if I'm smart, I would have taken a bunch of undead and just had them go over there, but I don't remember exactly what I do. And then I can grab a bunch of this. And I should go like this or like this, but I'm pretty sure I grab another cultist. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 provinces on turn 7. I'm doing great. I'm looking to grab another province this turn. I'm still nervous about what Ashdod's doing, but it looks like I'm getting a really favorable border. I still don't know what's going on over here at all. Like, no one's taken any of this stuff. I have no scouts in this area. Once again, no indie scout. No indie scout. I might be building a fort over here, I don't remember. But that's turn 7. Let's get at least to turn 8. So I do my 1 expansion. Oh, I think I can get 2 squads here. Somehow. So Deer Tribe Warriors with some Mercs and a bunch of Elites. So the Mercs aren't too important, so they can be up front. And the Velites sit in the back and throw javelins. And it's good. Lose 4 swordsmen and a single Velite. I do get some unrest, but some magic, and I get a bunch of gems and some gold. So good events. And I did get conjuration a little bit. So my research, I did stop by in conjuration because I want to get black servants. And I'm going back to enchantment. So research is slow, of course. And yeah, I send another squad out here. My scout. And yeah, here I'm building a palisade. So now here I see some Anakites, and I'm a little spooked. So this is spooky because there's no reason for these Anakites to be here. If these Anakites were going to go... Like, so if this was Indy last turn, so if these Anakites were going to go there, why did they move here instead of moving up through here? Like, they still have to move 2 spaces. And going down here is weird, because you can expand more over here, and this is pretty far from your capital, and surrounded by me. So this is part of where not having scouting comes into play. Part of it's being new to diplomacy, but I'm really nervous here, and I don't want to give Ashdod any warning of what's happening. So what I actually end up doing, I remember, is I end up, if I remember correctly, attacking both of these provinces of Ashdod. And then also sending a message at the same time that, look, I was scared, I will very gladly go back to old borders with a non-aggression pact. But I think you're going to attack me, or I was scared that you're going to attack me, so if you didn't, then, like, we can go back. If you did, we can go back no matter what. But I just don't want Ashdod to roll over me. I haven't seen any of their battles yet. I don't know what they're doing, but they've got some spooky things near me. And so what it would have been better is if I had scouting, I would have seen this coming. I would have known what they're doing a bit. And it would have been nice to be able to just message them and be like, hey, do you want a non-aggression pact? But I was nervous and didn't want to kind of warn them that I was pushing out this side so much. I think looking back on it, I should have talked to them a couple turns ago or a few turns ago, being like, hey, do you want a non-aggression pact? Like, let's do that. But I was worried that they would try to bully me out of some of these provinces by saying, look, I'm a strong early game Ashdod. I can take what I want. Like, I'm not agreeing to anything unless you give me this. So my goal here was I wanted to be threatening enough that they had to respect me and take the non-aggression pact to not get screwed over early. So we will see how that ends up. And I believe I also take this Merc squad and send them up there. And yeah, I have some undead going out over here. Okay, so I got a commander here last turn. Yeah. Where's my prophet? My prophet's already back home. Okay. So I got a commander here last turn, so I am going to be starting a palisade over here. So this is a little greedy, getting 2 palisades while also potentially starting a war. But like, I do need ways to spend my money. So here I got a bunch of units. So I got a couple of the standards, some Velites, and these. And they absolutely need to go up this way. Because if I'm going to be fighting Ashdod, I need units there, and it takes so long to get up there. Because it takes 3 turns to get over to here, no matter which way I go. And I need to protect this, make sure it doesn't get taken before it turns into a palisade. I do, I believe, still send this squad out to the west. Like, I want to take what I can over here, but it's a secondary requirement. Yeah. So Undead Command is why I can do this little thing, by the way. Otherwise, I wouldn't have the ability to carry this many Undead. But they'll be going over there. So this is where I'm going to stop, I think. This is a pretty big turning point for the early game. I won't spoil how this goes, but the fact that I am on turn 8 attacking an Ashdod is definitely spooky. Very potentially a mistake. But I figure I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 provinces right now. Like, if I kept this at the end of expansion phase, I would be a little unhappy, but I would be okay. And so I really just want to confirm my stance and make sure that I don't get bullied. Like, I really, really don't want Ashdod to, like, grab these two provinces and then be like, okay, or like grab these three provinces and be like, okay, peace, while I then slowly have to trudge out over here. This river is a big pain. The fact that I can't get to this province and like this connection, for example, I can't go from here to here. So the fact that this is actually three spaces away from my capital most of the time. Fact that like this is 4. Like I can't just go, like you would think I could go 1, 2, 3, but no. Everything's so far away because of these rivers. Like this province here is 2 away. It looks like it's almost connecting. But yeah, this is, so turns 1 to 8, early expansion. And next time we will see how this little open aggression, or this little aggression with Ashdod works out. So I will see you then.